Oh,
Looks like he's done.
you good to go, Eric? Yep.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Mr. McDonald. Okay. All right, could you stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd ask if you have your cell phone, if you could turn it off or to silent, please, during the meeting. Okay. There's no one for public forum, so Mr. Bonanno, we're gonna keep moving to just give them a couple of minutes, if that's okay. Okay. All right, so we'll do, the minutes for the regular meeting of January 18th and the special meeting of January 23rd. Have a motion, please. Thank you, Mrs. Dingman, and a second by Mrs. Kaiser. Any questions, corrections on these? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, moving on. C, financial reports. Take a motion for 1 and 2. Please, Mrs. Kaiser, a second by Mrs. Dingman. Any questions on those?
We still have some negative, some deficit spending going on, just looking to see if they're gonna be corrected by our next time we're gonna get this. And we also have some 2020 to 2021 encumbrances still going on. Should be looked at.
They will not be fixed by the next treasurer's report, as this is December, and they were not fixed for, they were not all fixed for January. So they should be, for the most part, fixed by the February treasurer's report.
Okay. Other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Mr. Bonanno, we can continue if you want, or you can go ahead now, it's up to you. Okay. Thank you.
All right, good evening. I want to thank you for this opportunity this evening to discuss the recent successes of the Science Olympiad program and their competition at Lemoyne College on January 21st. Red Creek once again performed at a very high competitive level, finishing 7th out of 34 teams that day. A sample of these fine students beside me, they placed in the top 10 in 14 out of the 23 events, covering the areas of STEM. Red Creek students spent months studying, building, and testing for each of their respective events. I'm going to kind of advance this slide here. Provided for each of you today are a few graphics that will give a great picture as to how we compare to other schools that day. The first one that you're looking at right now shows you how we compare with other schools when beds numbers are used. Red Creek, as we know, is a small district with only 194 students in grades 10 through 12. This data is typically used to classify sports programs for sectionals. In Science Olympiad, though, however, it is all the public and private schools against each other, no matter what the size is. With that being said, as you can see, Red Creek beat Cicero North Syracuse on a tiebreaker. Thank you, Patrick. Cicero North Syracuse right now is the 5th largest public high school in all of New York State. So, you can see that you got Liverpool on there with 1,691, Baldwinsville at 1,259, and then some of the city schools there. So you got basically in the sports world, AA going against B, C, D, public and private. So Red Creek shined very well in that respect. next one here just shows you the top 10 finishes. So like I said previously, Red Creek had 14 events where we got 10 or better. And you can see there was a very tight race there. We had 5 other teams that also got 14, or 5 total teams that got top 10 finishes. The competition for states was extremely close. At the competition, out of the 34 teams, 5 schools qualified for the state competition that we FM: Jamesville, DeWitt, Clinton, Christian Brothers Academy, and Camden. So we were just out of it. FM Team B did not qualify because you cannot send 2 teams from the same school. So we were very, very close in that regard. This data can tell you how close we were, again, to qualifying for state competition. Naturally, our team members felt they deserved the right to move on, as we did last year, but the coaches, including myself obviously, are extremely proud of their accomplishments. We had new additions to the program that now fully understand the extent of preparation and the competition. We are excited for their growth next year. We are equally excited for the 7 returning juniors that will be seniors next year leading the program. And we are already in the process of seeing what new students that we can offer the opportunity to bond with our team chemistry. Yep, that was a pun in there. At this time, I'd like to thank our 2 seniors who could not be here tonight, Mackenzie Morissette and Alita Mercer, for their commitment and time to our Science Olympiad program. The future is bright. The Science Department is consistently in discussion with ways to enhance and prepare our students to have the best experience possible. We are fully aware that science-related careers spawn from these experiences, and confidence grows from their involvement in deep dives into very specific areas of science. I'd like to end by thanking the students for understanding and embracing this opportunity, knowing the legacy that is Red Creek Science Olympiad. Come visit our science hallway for the display case. You see a lot of awards there. To the parents for allowing and supporting your children to participate and see them succeed. And to my fellow colleagues and coaches that have 110% commitment to the program and consistently get excited about the success we have. This was my 22nd Science Olympiad as a coach. I did 3 years as an actual participant at Fulton High School. And I'm super excited when I see Red Creek on a board like this in a room full of like hundreds and hundreds of people. And we get first place. That's so cool. There's never a dull moment. And then finally tonight, while we're here, thank you to the Board of Education for their ongoing support. The students have truly benefited from this experience. At this time, if you have any questions, I am ready to answer.
I'd like to hear from the kids,
Sure.
just to talk about, what were your experiences, what did you present, what did you do?
Just, do you mean like specifically what did it involve,
Sure.
the activity? So just, it depended on the event. I mainly did tests, just like paper tests normally that you do in school, but there's other events like building different contraptions and also doing different labs. And some events might have been a mix of any of those 2.
Do you want to talk about one that might be your favorite? Maybe you could share a little bit about.
Well, the one I really like is cell bio, and this is my 2nd year. I got first place in cell biology, so it focuses on two main fields, biochemistry and cell biology. So like cancer type stuff, and as well as like biochemical pathways like photosynthesis and fermentation and cellular respiration.
Thank you.
Ruth, you want to talk about your.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my first year in Science Olympiad, so at first it was a little overwhelming, but I think my favorite part was the rocks and minerals, even though we only had 2 minutes to do every station. It was very interesting. I would be glad to do it again. I mean, it was fun.
What do you want to share about your experience?
The chemistry lab one, like Patrick said, it was a mix of both. It was a mix of paper test and a lab. So for the lab part, we didn't know how to use the machine, but we figured it out.
He told me tonight a few minutes ago that he's excited about doing it again next year. So Ethan was one of our first-time participants. He did a fantastic job.
you should feel the same excitement as when we honor any of the athletic teams too. You guys have achieved just the same thing, same accolades and strengths, so good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Any further questions?
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Wait till they sit down and stop jingling. Okay, we'll keep moving on to new business. Thank you, guys.
Thank you to the parents too.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
Can I make a motion to accept under new business 1, 2, and 3? Certified staff, classified staff, and CSE.
We'd have to take out 3 though, because that's not a roll call vote, it's just a voice vote. So 1 and 2.
Sure.
Would anybody second that? Thank you, Mrs. Allen. So we still have the ability to discuss any of these, so if anybody has any questions, that'd be E1 A through F and E2 A through G. Any- You need a minute?
Yeah, well, something's not popping up before me, so
Okay.
thank you. Because we had a second too.
Are you here for science Olympiad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you want to share what she did?
What- yeah.
Sure.
Please.
Yeah. So this is Gwenna Haas, and this, I'm so sorry, this is Gwenna Haas, and this is her second year doing, second year doing Science Olympiad. Gwenna excelled for us this year in some of the events such as astronomy and forestry. And I think you just talk about what your favorite event is and why it's your favorite event this year.
This year I think forestry is my favorite event because it was a new one that rotated in. It rotated every 2 years.
And what do you like about the forestry event specifically?
There's all the trees they have to learn, and you can relate it to around here. There's all these different types of trees. So it's not anything abstract.
You learn all the trees?
Yeah, it's tree identification.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's one of the seven juniors that we're excited to have, as well as everyone else next year on the team.
It's great. Well, you get your own private clap.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for coming in. Oh, thank you. Quick star appearance. Okay, so Brad, are you all set?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had to keep
Yeah.
dropping down here, thank you.
No problem. Any questions on E1 A through F or E2 A through G? When you're ready.
Okay, Mr. Dates,
Yes.
Mrs. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser,
Yes.
Mr. Nordine,
Yes.
Mrs. Stigman. Yes. And Mrs. Madigan.
Yes. Okay, before we keep going, Mrs. Stanton would like to congratulate you on your new appointment.
Dennis is out.
Mr. Taylor, did you want to clap by yourself? Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, moving on, E3, the CSE and CPSE recommendations. Could I have a motion, please? Thank you, Mrs. Kaiser, and a second by Mrs. Allen. Any questions on these? A short list. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Stop me if this is wrong, I take a motion for something? be
You're looking at,
together or separate?
yeah,
I
because
don't
you're
know
looking
if
at 4 through 7 right now, correct?
If possible.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
4 through 7, I would make a motion for.
Thank you, Mr. Dates, and a second by Mrs. Allen. Any questions? Any questions?
Missy, okay.
Thank you.
Yes, I had one.
Oh,
Excuse
never
me,
mind.
I just, because I had to look, my
No,
pen
that's
was
fine.
laying on top. The C-Corp on the capital outlay, that's, describe that, what project is that with? That was on the flooring?
Yes,
Yeah.
the capital outlay project.
Right, is this the end of what we're finishing?
No.
Previous, or this is the
That's
start
our-
up on that?
That's our $100,000 annual project.
On that, okay,
Yep.
yeah, I wasn't grasping it when I read it, but thank you.
Sure thing.
Other questions? Okay, when you're ready.
Okay, Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Degnan?
Yes.
Mr. Dates?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen? Yes. Mr. Novak?
Yes.
And Mr. Rivera?
Yes. Thank you. Was there anything anyone had for public session? Okay, then I'll take a meeting to adjourn.
I'm sorry, for the administrative reports,
Mhm.
I have a question for Mr. Taylor. Where did the vending machine come from?
So we have a couple of vending machines, actually, book vending machines, Jen Vinnie purchased those. And we have the one car that we have set up, we're still waiting on all the books, we've used some of the, former books. But then the other one is in the
It's in high school foyer.
high school foyer, yeah, so.
Mr. Bates's area.
Yeah, so, and we're still working on, exactly, we're gonna, like, we do our star readers every month, and our range students, and so we're looking at those to be able to have the kids come in, to play them, so.
Fantastic.
It's so, yeah, kids love it. Got those LED lights, and it's lovely. And it's got Red Creek right on the, it's
Yeah.
our brand, it's not,
Same effect in the high school for the students that thought it was gonna be with soda and not bugs.
Snickers.
Yeah,
Sorry, we'll give them a book.
when you walk in and someone says, "Did the board do this?" It's a vending machine with books. I'm like, thank you,
So much.
Mrs. Damon. Anything else for public session?
I saw the vending machine, I didn't go over and look at it. Operationally, how does it function?
it's a vending machine, so you.
There are gold coins.
Yeah, there's a very specific gold coins to put, tokens to put into it, and the kids would plug in whatever the code is. So, it's got different, so especially for Kyler, we have the larger picture books for the lower grades, the primary grades, and then the smaller books as we go up. And so the shelves can go up and down, work a little bit different, and they spread out as well for the bigger books, to
Mhm.
put that in. But the kids just plug it in, and it literally just dumps, just like a,
Put their gold coin in and hit the,
yep, plug
Cue
in
it up.
exactly what they want, and it drops the book for them.
nice.
Yeah, and so Tina's got all all the coins right now,
Mhm.
Tina Johnson, so she's able to also grab them back out. Yeah, so we can recycle it again, yeah.
Yeah, the high school, middle school one will be functional, and we didn't get the book order yet.
Yeah.
It came a little bit early. I think she said it was about a month early, so we should be getting books anytime now.
So
That's
when
great.
So that when that kid puts a slug in, like people used to do on the machines, maintenance, our own people can maintain it to keep it, so it doesn't jam up and all, or you have to call in help?
Listen, I'm
We'll see.
actually excited to think that kids want a book so bad that they would do that, but that's a good question.
Yeah. That's a great question, I don't know the exact, we have full access to it, and there's a code on it. So like every time a book has to be replenished, we have to reset the code
Right,
to say that there's, books still in there now.
yeah.
Cause it doesn't know that, until we hit it, so, but we can access the whole thing. So if that got stuck in there, we'd be able to get to it, hopefully we'd be able to get to it. Ours is inside the library, I don't
A little
anticipate too
safer,
many,
yeah, yeah. All right, great, thanks, it's great, yeah.
Good question. Anything else? I'll take a motion to adjourn then, please. Mrs. Dingman, Mrs. Kaiser, thank you.
Yeah.
All in favor? Okay. I'm sorry, usually we're here really late, so nobody argues.
We're out of context right now, right?
Thank you very much. You owe somebody lunch.